okay? But we already know, right? We already know what it is. So if you are highly grateful, right? If you are blessed, right? Yes, Jay, let's get it. So you already know. If you are grateful, right? If you are up today, right? You're on this call, that means you woke up today. So that means if you woke up today, you are blessed. So let's drop those praying hands in the chat box, right? Because we every day is a day of gratitude. And see, a lot of times we forget the little things as well. It ain't even little, but sometimes we forget something as small as breathing. Okay, because somebody took their hey sis, somebody took their last breath, right? Somebody took their last breath on today, but guess what? God gave you breath. God gave you breath on this call today. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing, but I don't know about you guys. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the small. I'm grateful for the medium, right? I'm grateful for the big things, right? That are transpiring. I'm grateful for it all because I do know it could have been worse. I do understand that somebody's story, right? Somebody's story, somebody's in the worse off place than I am, right? So how dare I? How dare I not be grateful? How dare I not show gratitude? So, family, on this call today, right? I got really excited on this call. And at first, I did not really know, like, okay, what can I talk about? Like, what can I share with you guys on today? And the thing is that I just decided that today I really just wanted to come from a transparent place, right? I wanted to really just open up about, you know, what it took for me in my life, what it took in my journey, especially with my walk with God, right? What it took for me in this business, and some things that I had to endure, some things that I had to self-reflect on, right? But I didn't realize until I got into this business a lot of the bad habits that I had. I didn't realize when I got into this business a lot of things that I had to work on within myself. I know you hear over and over again that you learn yourself in this business. You learn the good, you learn the bad, you learn the ugly of yourself. Okay. And there's a lot of things I had to really, really throw in the trash. I'm not perfect. There's always a lot of things that I'm learning because that's one thing about life. Life is about growth. Life is about success and really becoming the person, right? A new person. So today I really want to talk to you guys about time and how time does control it controls your reality, right? So I really want to get into that. So I want to just first let's get the definition of the word time. But first, what I want you guys to do is get your pens and paper out. I'm not going to try to go off my notes completely, right? But I want to first talk about time. So time, let's talk about the definition of what time really is. Time is a plan, it's a schedule, right? Or a place where you can arrange for something, plan, it's time is the plan to schedule or arrange when something should happen. Okay. So write that down. Time, you plan, you schedule, or you arrange when something should happen. Now, a lot of times where a lot of people go wrong is that they feel that when they put something out there, they feel as though when they're going through things, that it should automatically, when you put it out there, when you do your affirmations, that you automatically have this mindset that it should happen tomorrow. You automatically have this mindset that it should change today. You automatically have this mindset, right? That whatever it is that you're going through, it's just going to automatically dismiss itself. But see, what we have to understand is this: when we truly tap in, we have to understand that with God, there is no time, right? There is no time. So when you look at the word of God, right, did you know that each day represents 1,000 years for him in heaven? Because God does not operate out of time. So it is actually, right, ignorant of us to actually think that when we say something that we expect it to happen right now when we have to go through that process, right? But I wanted to talk to you guys about the steps that is going to actually that's going to actually take you, right, to actually make your time your reality. See, the thing is that we want God to do so many things. We want God to operate and act right now, but yet and still us as beings, we don't want to go through the problem. We don't want to go and take the actions that we have to take in order for the things that we want to catch up with our reality. Okay? So that's one thing that we have to remember, that God doesn't operate on time. God's time is the perfect time. So the first thing that I want you guys to write down is that before, right, our time can actually catch up with our reality, we have to have a set of goals. And what I know throughout this journey is that a lot of people don't even necessarily know how, right, to operate, or don't even know how to structure their goals. Matter of fact, there are so many individuals who don't even know goals, who don't even know what to write down or what even to start. Because you know how I know? I was one of those individuals. If you would have asked me over a year ago, what were my goals? I would have just told you the same thing that everybody else said. I just want to make money. And that's it. I just want to make money. I just want to live the life. I just want to travel. But yet and still, yes, they're goals, but I wasn't specific enough. I didn't have a plan of action, right? I'll never forget when Dr. Bailey asked me, I was on the phone with her, and she asked me, what is it that you want? This was just in November. She asked me, what is it, Demisha? What is it that you want? And I couldn't even answer her. Because the reality check for me was that I didn't even know what I wanted. And because I did not know what I wanted, I had inconsistencies in my business. I kept deranking, not having direction, doing things just to be doing things, having calls just to be having calls. Because why? I was in a place of ego trying to do things my way. Because I had this misconception that things were supposed to happen on my time and not God's time. So first of all, I had to get clear on my goals. And see, what we have to understand, family, that there are 3 different types of goals. And when we get clear on that, then now we can have clarity. And with clarity, you know, family, we can have understanding. So the first type of goal that I want you to write down, it is your A-type goal. See, your A-type goal, that's something that's totally attainable. That's something that you feel like, okay, oh, that's nothing. I can get that. An A-type goal may be something like, okay, you know, I'm gonna have a goal. So I'm gonna get my nails done every 2 weeks. That's the goal for me. I never got my nails done before. I always been polishing my nails all my life. I want to treat myself to this. An A-type goal is maybe I'm gonna prospect one person. That's attainable. Maybe I'm gonna be 150. That's attainable. Maybe it's a goal for you. I'm gonna generate $5 a day. That's a goal. That's an A-type goal. That's very attainable, right? We can copy and paste, right? Let's meet our lines, family. Hold on, let's see. Let's meet the line. Perfect. So that's an A-type goal. An A-type goal is something that's extremely attainable, right? A B-type goal. Yeah, it's a goal that's attainable, but it may require just a little bit more time. Okay? That's a B-type goal. A B-type goal is a goal that you may set for yourself that it's going to take a little work. It's going to take a little work. But guess what? It's attainable. Okay? It's attainable. But then we got the C-type goal. And see, this is the thing. This is where a lot of people get stuck at. See, they get stuck on a C-type goal, right? Because see, that C-type goal is that goal that's going to take a lot of work. That C-type goal, family, is that goal is going to require you to think, to say to yourself, like, okay, how am I going to get this done? That's a C-type goal. A C-type goal is something that does not appear to be in reach. A C-type goal is that goal that you put in your affirmations when you say you want multi-millions of dollars. A C-type goal is that goal where you're saying that, okay, I'm impacting millions of people. Those are C-type goals, right? The C-type goals, you don't understand how it's going to happen. You just know that it's a goal. But see, the problem with the C-type goal, let me tell you what happens, family. Let me tell you what happens with the C-type goal. You write these goals down, right? And because you don't know the how to, because you're operating on your time, right? It never happens. Because what happens? Doubt starts creeping in. Because now you get in your own way and you go from trusting God to not trusting God. See, this is what I had to realize. And this is something I used to share with my mom all the time. I used to call my mom. I said, Mom, I used to get so excited. I would call her. And I'm about to get a little transparent with you guys. So I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to like, I have to be careful. Like I love to eat. Everybody who knows me know I love to eat some food. But sometimes for me that I got to eat. Like, you know, I eat whatever I want, right? But sometimes it just may not agree with my stomach. So I used to go to my mom, and I used to say, well, I would pray, and I would pray over my stomach, and I'd say, Lord God, like release whatever's in my stomach because I'm feeling real tight. And then guess what? I'll release whatever's in my stomach. So then I call my mom. I'll be super excited. I'll be like, oh my gosh, Mom, I spoke over my stomach and he released it all. And she sat down and she told me, she said, well, Misha, if you can believe God to do that, why can't you believe God to do something bigger? So I'm saying to you on this call, family, if you can believe God to do the little things, we'll declare, we'll decree for a cell phone. Oh, give me the latest cell phone, Lord God, like God is good. We go to the cell phone store and they say, oh, we got a promotion. You said, oh my goodness, God, you didn't answer my prayer. I got the new iPhone 12, right? But then you go and ask God, right, to send you that car. Then you go ask God, right, to catapult your business. Then you go and ask God to do all these major and wonderful things with doubt in your heart. See, the problem is that, family, we have to learn to begin to trust him and trust his timing. That because we don't see it, right, in the physical, we have to still believe that it has happened already. We still have to operate. We still have to know to do what it is that we know to do until everything shows up. That's that C-type goal. So it does not necessarily mean that it's not an attainable goal. It's just a goal that's going to require us to operate, right, more so in our faith walk. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. And I'm going to talk to you guys on how to operate to activate that faith walk so that we can knock out these C-type goals, right? But then number 2, family. So once we got our goals written down, now guess what? We have to master that calendar because this is all a part of taking action. Because see, when you have a goal, right, it helps you get a direction. It helps you create your vision. But guess what? What good is that if we don't put things in our calendar to actually start taking the initial steps, the income, the producing activity for us to actually obtain that goal? So yeah, it's on God's time, but how many of you guys know that if you keep walking on that bridge, right? If you keep walking on that narrow path, if you keep going, that no matter when the distractions come your way, you be like, sis, I can't hang with you right now. When it comes your way from the left, you say, bro, I can't hang with you right now. When it comes to you from the front, you say, oh, Mom, I gotta talk to you later. I can't put that in my ear gates right now. But when you keep going, right? And you keep going and you keep going, then you realize, oh, God's timing didn't hit. Oh my goodness, where did it come from? See, that's how it operates. See, because we're not focused on that. All we focused on, right? We just focused on what needs to happen because what we're doing every day, we putting things in our planner. Every day we being consistent. Every day we showing up. Every day we being disciplined. This is my June calendar, right? This is my June calendar. Okay? This is what I was doing in June, right? This is what I was doing in June, family. But let me show you what July. Let me tell you something. See, your calendar, family, your calendar is going to show you your progress. This is why I tell all my students, right? I tell all my students that the reason why you want a calendar, because how you know where you're going if you don't even know where you started? How can you hold somebody else's hand to share with them what it took for you if you have nothing to actually show them? Now, I ended up getting a new calendar because I didn't like the little lines on the calendar. So I ended up getting a new calendar. So this is what my July looks like, right? So you may be saying to yourself, oh, her July is empty. Be clear, it's not. Because see, I never tell you guys to do anything that I don't do. So I always say that your calendar should mirror your planning, right? Because why? This is order. And see, we want God to do major things in our life, but we're not operating in order. We want God to show up on time, right? But we still not operating in order, and we're not operating in discipline. See, one thing about your calendar, it creates discipline and good habits. It creates discipline and good habits. And the reason why I get this calendar operating with my planner is because, let's be clear, reality check, we're not carrying this around. I'm not carrying this around. I'm too cute for that, okay? I need to be able to pull out my pocketbook, right? Because I'm a boss. I'm not carrying this, I'm not scrambling through this. This is for at home. But guess what I can do? When I'm talking to somebody, when I'm handling some business, I can pick up my phone, go to my phone, look at my schedule, and I can say if it's going to work for me or not. And now I'm not overbooking myself. Right? See, this is all about, right? Time. This is all about, right? You wanting God to show up with for you. This is why I talk about, see, time does control your reality. Because see, it's the time that you got to put in, right, for you to be able to reap the rewards, to receive the results. See, nothing changes, family, until something changes. Nothing changes until something changes, which means that you got to be the change. And guess what? Nothing will ever change. So at the end of the day, it still goes back to who? You. See, it still went back to me. And I had to do a self-evaluation to understand that, well, Misha, why is nothing changing in my life? Because, Misha, you didn't change anything in your life. But you expect God to change everything in your life. Right? So then number 3, so I talked, number 1 was the goals. You got your A-type goals, B-type goals, C-type goals. Number 2 is all about your scheduling. I just can't say it. And the thing is this, family. Let me tell you what my day was like. What was this? Wednesday. This was Wednesday. Oh my God, do y'all see this? This is Wednesday and this is Thursday. Why? Because my mentor told me to track everything. I track everything. I track everything. I have not been going to bed till 1 a.m, family. 1 a.m. I've been getting up at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, not going to bed till 1 o'clock in the morning. Why? Because I have to track everything. Because see, I understand I want time to catch up with my reality. I'm tired of I don't want to be broke no more. I would never be broke again. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. So what I have to do, I got to get up every single day, even when I don't feel like it. I got to pop my energy pills. I got to do something. I got to change my eating. I got to do something. Because I need the time, right? I need the time to catch up with my reality. Because I understand that God operates on his time. So why that time that God has for me, right, is coming to fruition, I still got to do what it is that Misha needs to do to make sure that I'm prepared and then I'm ready for when God shows up. There's no issue. So everything got to go on the calendar. And see, what you don't understand is this, family, not only does everything got to go on the calendar, but family, you have to respect the calendar. My time is very valuable. My time is very valuable. See, the thing is that nobody, family, would not respect your time until you respect your time. It's all about your time catching up to your reality. Because see, you not respecting your time is how you view yourself. See, everything goes back to you. Right? So I track everything. Because I have to track everything. Everything has to be tracked. And in life, things have to be tracked. And I'm going to get into that. Because number 3 is about the process. See, number 3, family, is the process. So let's talk about the process. And the process is faith. Because you're going to have a whole lot of it. Oh, you're going to have a whole lot of it. Okay? You better ask. You better talk to somebody. They say the same thing. You're going to have a whole lot of faith in this process. You're going to have to take a whole lot of action. Okay? But now, how do you activate your faith? It's through prayer. It's through prayer. See, that's the thing. Some of you guys are operating on ego that you don't even want to talk to the source, but you want the source to provide. See, we can't pick and choose when we want to operate and activate our faith. So you have to activate your faith through prayer, because why? Prayer is going to give you that stamina. Prayer is going to give you that strength to endure. Prayer is going to give you that strength when you feel like you can't go no more. Story time. A month ago, 2 months ago. I think it was about 2 months ago. Maybe May. I showed you my June calendar, right? So let me show you this again, because I want you guys to understand story time. I want you guys to understand this. This is part of my June calendar. This is when I really start kind of like putting it in there, right? This is part of my June calendar too, right? Now I want you to see the process, okay? Let's talk about prayer. Let's talk about prayer. Because it took a whole lot of prayer in June. It took a whole lot of prayer, family, in June. It took a whole lot of faith walk for me in June. And the reason why I say that, and let me tell you, when I say, I'm not sharing nothing with you that I have not experienced. So when I say that, you have to go to God, you got to talk to him. I cannot start my day unless I talk to him, because it gave me strength. It gave me stamina, right? To endure. Because see, the month of June, I was flat out broke. Many of you guys don't know that. Many of you guys don't know that. Oh, I was broke. The only person that knew that was the ones that was close to my circle. The only people that knew that was the ones who I talked to. The tears flowed. The headache. I didn't even know, family, how I was going. I didn't even know. Rent had to be paid. Lights was, I had came from somewhere. I was coming, I got a phone, my lights was off. Everything felt like it was crumbling, but how many of you guys know? Didn't nobody say that didn't nobody say the weapons were not formed, right? But the thing is that only thing that I knew to operate on, family, was prayer. The only thing that I knew to operate on was the higher power. The only thing I knew to go to communicate with was God. The only thing I knew to do was go to my word. The only thing I knew to do was to still see my vision. See, that's why I say, family, I'm not telling you guys anything that I have not been through. That's why I say to you guys, it does not matter what you see with your eyes closed. It matters what you see with your eyes open. Because see, when my life was out, I still saw Chairman 25. When I didn't have no money in my account, I still seen $7 million. When I didn't understand how I was going to pay my cable bill, I still saw myself traveling the world. When I didn't know how I was going to figure it out the next day, I still saw the impact of 5,000 people. I still saw myself on that stage. I still saw myself inspiring somebody else. Why? Because I knew that faith does not operate in doubt. I knew that faith was going to tell me and always remind me that God is always in control. I knew that prayer was going to give me stamina. I knew that prayer is the one that kept my strength together. If you look at all the great families, if you look at all the successful people in the industries, I don't care what industry, they all exercise their faith through prayer. When David gets on that stage, what does he say? He prays. LeBron James, pray. All your great people, they pray. Because nothing happens without prayer. Because see, the thing is, you got to speak that thing. You got to speak that thing as though it is so. Not that it was, but so you have to speak it as though it is so. See, family, you got to look at this process. You got to have a GPS for your life. But you don't know where you're going if you haven't written out them goals to give you a vision of where you need to be at. Many of you guys don't even know necessarily what to pray for. You're just rambling. But you want things to happen. Right? So you got to make sure you have a GPS, right, for your life. Drop some sevens in the chat box. Drop some 7777s. However many sevens, because 7, right, is completion. Drop some sevens in the chat box. You have to have a GPS. You have to have a coordinate. So let's break down them coordinates. Just like when you got a GPS, right? It talks about north, south, and east and west. You have to have coordinates for your life, family. You have to have coordinates for your life. So number one, your first coordinate is this. Your sense of direction is where you want to be at in your life. Where do you want to be at in your life? Number two, who you going there with? See, you have to understand, everybody not going through this journey with you. Everybody not going to the next level with you. And you want to be clear, transparent moment. Another story time. I had to realize, see, the thing is that everybody not going through that next journey with you. And some of you wondering why things are being blocked in your life is because you're trying to take too many people with you. You're trying to take too many people with you. Because see, what y'all don't understand is that, see, your best friend, they not seeing you in that personal development behind closed doors. See, your mama and them, they not seeing you reading that David E. Monetier book. They not seeing you on YouTube, right? They not seeing you reading Think and Grow Rich, right? They not seeing you listening to the audio of The Stranger's Secret. So what's happening is that what's happening behind closed doors, you're growing subtly. You're growing subtly. So then what happens is that when you go around them same type of no good, non-dreaming, non-vision having people, you start feeling uncomfortable, right? You start feeling uncomfortable and you wondering why you're not going nowhere because you're still trying to take those non-dreaming, non-vision, bogus friends who always want to go to happy hour, right? Who always want to go and turn up. You're trying to take them same friends with you on a journey to 7 million. Make it make sense. So, number two, who you going there with? Because it's dang on sure not about to be Shakisha and all them. It's dang on not there not to be Pookie and all them who used to hang out with. And if you truly think it's going to be them, then you might as well prepare yourself to be right where you at. Because see, you have to understand, family, you got to glow up to grow up. Not the other way around. You have to be clear about that. So you have to understand this walk, this leadership walk can get real lonely. It can feel real lonely. But that's okay. That's okay. See, I used to be the type, I had friends. I had all my girls, you could, what? I had those same ones who I was rocking with. I had them. Ask me where they at now. Because you know what? My vision was clear. It did not matter. And that was a decision I had to make. Because see, I knew I had to glow up before I grow up. And who I had to have that understanding that whoever is with me at the end of my journey, then guess what? That's who was meant to be with me on this journey. Right? So number two, who you going there with? Number three, how do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? See, the thing is, family, we pray, right? We ask God, yeah, send me this. Yeah, I want to impact all these people. Yeah, I want to do this. Yeah, I want to do that. Oh, God, please send me that husband. Oh, oh, bro, please send me that wife, right? You ask for all these different things. Send me that car, Lord God, right? Send me all this stuff. But in the actuality, do you even believe that you even deserve any of that? Do you even believe that you even deserve it? How do you view yourself? See, this is the thing, and this stuff starts from the inside out. And I had to learn that too. I went most of my life not believing in myself, just looking at the exterior of myself, but not actually taking a reflection on my inner self. And that's why I fell short at. That's why I was scared of people. That's why I talked myself out of modeling deals, right? That's why I didn't do what it is that my true passion was, which was to be a runway model. Because I didn't believe in myself enough. I didn't believe that I deserved it enough. But sometimes you understand, you got to talk to yourself. You got to tell yourself, sis, that you are good enough. You got to tell yourself, sis, that no, I deserve better than that. You got to tell yourself, like, no, I can do this. Bro, you can, same thing. It does not matter. See, sometimes you got to speak to yourself. You got got to look in the mirror and you got to look at yourself right in the eye and say, yo, I am confident. I am courageous. I am motivated. I am ambitious, right? I'm more than a conqueror. I am the head and not the tail. You got to say this thing to yourself, but see, don't think it's only going to operate when you do it one time. You got to say this stuff to yourself over and over and over and over again until one day, you're going to surprise yourself and you're going to be looking at yourself. You're going to be like, sis, you were bad. Like, what? And guess what? It's not arrogant. It's not vain. That's what you call confidence. See, society will have you think, oh, you just being arrogant. Oh, you just being vain. No, sis, I just love myself. And it's okay. And it's okay. Number 4, what do you want for yourself? What is it do you want for yourself? These are your coordinates. These are your coordinates. So I want you guys to actually sit back and evaluate that. These are your coordinates. Ask yourself that. Where you want to be at in your life, right? Who you going there with? How do you see yourself? And what you want for yourself. Now, once you have that, your prayer life is going to change. Now, when you go to pray, it's going to become clear. You're going to be more specific, right? You're going to be able to actually see where it is that you're going. So let me say something. When I was down and out, I had to have that reality check is real. See, we don't want to have a reality check with ourselves, right? So what did I start doing? I knew I didn't want to be broke no more. So then what I started doing, I started studying on how to manage money. I started studying on how to manage money. And what I did, I started managing my money. I started studying on how to put things in. I started studying cash flow, what's coming in and what's coming out, how to budget that. I started studying on the percentages, on what to pay myself, what to distribute. I started studying that thing, family. Because see, the thing is that success, this stuff is a mentality. Broke is a mentality, right? See, I don't have to have all the money for me to be operating as though I got all the money. And I say it all the time, we want all the money, we want the millions of dollars, we don't even know what to do with $100. Don't even know what to do with $1,000. So what will happen when God blesses you with $1 million? All it's going to do is go through your hand like acid, because all you're going to do is buy more expensive stuff. It's no difference. So you have to think about this. God looks at you like looks at all of us as his individual children, right? And he knows his kids. So just like with my son, why would I hand him over $10,000 when he doesn't even know what to do with the $10,000? He don't even know what to do possibly with the $500. That's called foolish. So why would God bless you with millions of dollars when you can't even manage the little money that you have? So we have to be clear on that. That's why it's important for you to have those coordinates. See, this industry, this entity that we in, this business, these businesses that we're running, these are solidified businesses. Take the recruiting, take all that stuff out of that. No, you're operating a business. So you have to conduct your business as such. And now, when you figure out those coordinates, now, at that point, you then move to the next phase when it's no longer about you. You figured out what you want, yes, but now you're figuring out what you want. This not, see, when you're doing this, it's not you doing this just for yourself. So I don't want you to get selfish with this. This is for you to be able to figure out what you need for yourself so that you can be able to help other people. This is what this is for. That's impact. that, family? But see, then it all starts with who you're listening to. See, it all goes back full circle on who you're listening to. Are you listening just to yourself? Or are you listening to the people that got the results? Right? Who are you listening to? I remember David said that the most important sense of the five senses is your hearing. At first I was like, what is he talking about? Like, huh? Like, what you talking about? How is such a... But it's because technically, yes, you hear yourself every single day. So are you listening to that voice in your head who don't know? Or are you listening to the person that has the results that you want, right? That can lead you to where it is that you're desiring to be at. See, family, you have to understand the difference between individuality and originality. And a lot of you guys are trying to operate on this originality, right? Don't get me wrong. Individuality is very important because, see, with individuality, God created each and every last one of you guys uniquely. Okay? Yes, I'm not saying nothing is wrong with being an individual. I'm not saying that, right? It's okay to be your individual self. God called each and every last one of you guys. He called each and every last one of you guys by name. So that's okay. But see, the thing is that a lot of you guys are trying to operate in originality when you don't have to operate in originality, because none of you guys are going to be the first people to go cherry 750. We already had somebody to do that. So it's not original. But what you can do is take the blueprint from the person that already did it, right? And create it, right? So that it can be your own. That's how you have to operate. See, this journey, family, is not hard, because we already have people in line that has created the blueprint to success for us to literally be able to follow. When you have an architect, right? When you have an architect, they create a blueprint. Somebody follows the blueprint, right? They don't come, the workers, the contractors, they don't come and say, oh, okay, we're going to recreate everything to build this structure. No, they follow the blueprint until what? You have art. You have the structure. The same thing here. The blueprint has already been laid out for you on the platform. The trading strategies have already been laid out for you, but yet and still, some of us still want to go and recreate the strategy. And then you blow accounts and you lose in the market, and then you cry, then you walk away and say it don't work. No, sis, it worked. You just didn't work it. Same thing with the business. Duplication. But no, what happens? No, you want to go and recreate the wheel. And guess what? It's not working for you. Nobody wants to join your business, sis, bro. Nobody wants to hear you out. Because why? You're trying to recreate the wheel when it was the original blueprint was already laid out for you. We have chairmen, right? We have platinum leaders. We have it. But you have to be teachable and coachable. If you're not teachable and coachable within this entity, then you're not going to be teachable and coachable with anything. You can't pick and choose what you're going to be teachable and coachable with, right? And if you're not teachable and coachable, then you need to start operating a little bit more humility, a little bit more gratitude, and a little bit more truth. See, humility, family, is this. Humility is to actually have a reality check to know that you don't know it all. That's humility. Humility is when you actually know that your bank account does not look the way it should look. That's humility. But at the same time, you're grateful for where you're at, because you know that it's molding you to the person that you're going to become. But you're still truthful with yourself to know that you need to check yourself. Right? So, family, I just wanted to share this information with you guys, right? I just hope the value that was shared to you on this call can really be able to now take you to a whole nother level, so that you can be able to now have clear and concise understanding, clarity, a direction, right? on where it is that you need to go. Right? Matter of fact, drop clarity in the chat box. Everybody drop clarity in the chat box, because see, in this season, it's going to be about clarity. It's about understanding, right? It's about growth. Matter of fact, it's supernatural. See, this is what's happening right now, family. Recognize this is supernatural. Supernatural, family. Because right now in this season, everybody is becoming clear. I'm becoming clear. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you what I did. Clarity. Self-check for myself. I blew 5 brokers accounts. 5. So what I did, all the greats told me, what? You need to get in that demo. You need to get in that demo. You need to get in that demo. You need to get in the demo. But what was I doing? Ego. I was saying, I ain't getting no demo. I need to run it up. Why? Because I was chasing the money. I need to run it up. Demo. What's demo? There ain't no real money. What's demo? So what happened? I blew 5 accounts. And then I said, well, it don't work. Then what? Then you start feeling like you're not good enough for nothing. No, it's just that I wasn't listening. But guess what I did? I started planning my demo. So when everybody is behind the scenes running it up, it's great. Kudos to y'all. That is amazing, okay? Much love and much respect to every last one of y'all in y'all bag. But for here, over here, your girl was blowing the counts, okay? But I was rooting y'all on. But let me tell you what self-reflection does. I got in my demo. For 30 days, these are my results. I grew my account to $10,000 in my demo. Now, what y'all think I'm about to do now? Put the bag in my real account. But for me, I had to go through this process. I had to have a reality check. Because see, I had to understand that it was going to take time, right? For it to catch up with my reality. This was my journey. This is my journey. And guess what, family? You got your journey. But take the steps that I shared with you. And don't just write it down, family, and put it to the side. No. Write it down to apply. Family, if you got some value from this, go in the chat box, drop some fire. Don't forget, family, that tomorrow we have an amazing event happening. Family, we're going to drop that link in the chat box. We got an amazing event happening tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I need everybody on this call at that event tomorrow. It's for everybody. It's for your guests. Drop some fire. It's for your guests. It's for your family. It's from your friends. It's for everybody, because why? Everybody needs to know this. It's bigger than just making money. This is spiritual. This is leadership. Leadership is the highest paid position. So why wouldn't we want to show our friends this? Why wouldn't we want to put our families on? Why wouldn't we want nobody to have the mental capacity that we are gaining right now, right? So let's make sure, family, that we flood out that event tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. I'm going to drop that link. We're going to flood it out, family. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have music, right? We're going to have laughter. We're going to have conversation, right? And guess what? Most importantly, we're going to grow, right? And we're going to lead, and we're going to impact the nation. Let's get it, family. I'll talk to you guys in the chat box.